Let's move on to... a while ago, we were complaining about the fact we were losing world champions in terms of we didn't have many back in this country. We're now getting them again with Lewis Crocker. And on the weekend, we saw Dalton Smith go to America and do what is very difficult to do, win a world title. It was a great performance, Spence, wasn't it?
Brilliant performance. You know, justice was served. You know, whatever way you want to look at this, and this whole probation thing with the WBC allowing Mateus to still continue and still fight, for me, you know, it's ridiculous. You know, he shouldn't have been allowed to defend that title under the circumstances. Forget all this. There was not enough substance in there. It was under the threshold. What are you talking about? That's what happens when there's a cycle going through. But anyway, that's another story. He went out there, and for me, it ranks up there with the greatest victories on foreign soil. I think, you know, he bullied the bully. He beat the guy at his own game. And Mateus, who seemed to be tiring, strangely enough, in that fifth round. Yeah, absolutely, seemed to be tiring. And you look at previous performances where he's a machine for 12 rounds. But Dalton Smith took his heart away. He stole his soul in many ways. And he went out there and he delivered. I thought the execution was perfect. The double right hand, it was brilliant.
I don't want to be pointing out the negatives, because I'm buzzing for Dalton Smith. I'm buzzing for him and his team and his dad and father and son team. It's nice to see it. Great gym, good setup, top fighters in that gym, all around the gym, trainers, Sonny Edwards involved in the corner. I'm buzzing for him, but I was worried for him after round 3 or 4, because he started in third or fourth gear, and he looked like he was tired, and Mateus looked like he was starting to edge into the fight, and I felt it could have gone either way after 4. I don't think Dalton Smith, and again, it's easy saying it after the fact. I'm not trying to look for the negative. If anything, I'm more highlighting the fact that I'm so happy that he did it, because he went for it. He rolled. The old saying we've mentioned on it a few times, he rolled the dice, and that was the time to do it, and he paid off.
But Paul, what he done there was he showed us that he's got that character, and he is world class quality.
Sounds mad as well, Spence.
We've seen many fighters before where you go, this ain't going their way, and I was the same as you. After 2 rounds, I thought he's in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, slow down a bit.
He showed that quality that he can turn it around.
My brother Liam
and
said
dig deep.
That was possibly his first gut check in a world title fight, and he passed it with flying colours.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And he's done brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, I was fortunate enough, and I think I've said it a number of times on this show, to go to the Don Curry, Lloyd Honeyghan fight in '86. I had a choice between Barry McGuigan and Steve Cruz, and Don Curry and Lloyd Honeyghan. Lloyd Honeyghan was a local lad from where I came from when I watched him.
You went to that?
I went to that fight. And no one picked that fight. And no one picked Lloyd Honeyghan destroying him the way that he did. You did you? Oh, God, you're sage-like, Don. But you know, that was a pound-for-pound great.
Yeah.
Mateus is a decent fighter. He's not a Donald Curry, but he's still a fabulous performance.
And under the circumstances, I think what Dalton Smith done there, going into the other guy's effectively backyard in the States and doing that.
I got a message.
It ranks up there.
My younger cousin sent me a message about the fight. He said, the right man lost.
Absolutely, for the obvious reasons.
The nail on the
for the obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Let's hear from Matchroom's Frank Smith talking about our man Dalton after the fight.
Dalton, like I keep saying, Dalton's put himself in a position, when you look at the fights coming up later this month with the likes of Teofimo Lopez against Shakur Stevenson, they're that's where Dalton Smith is now. He's world champion. And this is nothing against Adam Azim. I like Adam Azim as a person. I think he's a very good fighter. But he's not at Dalton Smith's level. The fight was there to be made, you know, a year or so ago. And Dalton wasn't the one who turned away from that fight. It was Adam Azim. So I think Adam Azim has got to go on his own path, his own journey. He's miles behind Dalton Smith right now. I don't think he's even should be spoken about on the level of Dalton Smith, because he hasn't done what Dalton's done. But he's he's much younger, and he's got time to keep working through that. But right now, Dalton's on his own path, and he's going to be involved in the biggest fights in the sport, and unification fights against all the big names.
So where does he go next? I think that's an unfair comparison for Frank. I think Adam Azim fighting Dalton Smith when Dalton Smith's 2 or 3 years ahead of him in the curve is the right move for Adam Azim. Let Adam Azim go fight for a world title, come to the ring with Dalton Smith as equal competitors in terms of world title fights. Where does he go next? I mean, he's talking about Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, or Pyro, or, you know...
Or Richardson Hitchens.
Yeah, or Richardson Hitchens.
Or Gary Russell, who doesn't seem to want to fight.
There's options out there for him. I mean, where does he go? They're going to be wanting big names, known names. And, I think that, Matchroom, I think they are great at developing fighters, and they're great at taking the right fights at the right time. We have to see where it lands now. But what Dalton Smith done there has shown that he's a legitimate world champion.
Absolutely.
On that stage. Now he's the guy with a target on his back. So let's see what...
No rematch, was there? There was no rematch in that, was there?
No. By the way, the Adam Azim fight, I think is a great fight for him as well.
So do I. Further down the line.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's a great fight. 2 or 3 fights time, and that fight definitely happens.
I think getting back to Sheffield, start building up like he used to in the old days. Start getting Sheffield back to the old Naz, Johnny Nelson, all them days. And again, no disrespect to me, mate Johnny. Not that many people were queuing up round the block to watch him, but he was stars. They were stars in Sheffield. Ryan Rose, the Spice Boy era. Yeah. I think with Dalton Smith and Adam Azim, I said this at the time.
Carlos de Leon, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was the Johnny Nelson.
That was the Johnny. Yeah, I said at the time with Dalton Smith and Adam Azim, it's unfair to Adam Azim because he's not on Dalton's level at that stage. So
Correct.
Rather than all the politics, this, that, just say I'm not ready for that just yet, but I will be, and he will be eventually. Dalton Smith has always been a couple of levels above and ahead of Adam Azim because Adam Azim turned pro later. It's fine, and as you say, I'd love to see that fight, not just yet. Let Adam Azim hopefully win a world title himself because he's certainly got the talent and the potential.
He's good enough to win a world title.
He's definitely good enough.
But it was also, I mean,
if he gets that, that's a mega fight at a Hillsborough or somewhere else. It's another place in Sheffield.
Absolutely right. But also for Dalton, what I was really especially pleased to see, because having been involved in other sports and we spend a lot of my time speaking about other sports, but boxing is the love that I have, and I wish I could do some of the things that you guys do. But the emotions from Dalton and the emotions from his father.
Do you know,
there's the absolute sense of achievement, and I saw it in Lewis Crocker when Lewis Crocker came in the studio after beating Paddy Donovan. The elation, the feeling that I've achieved something I want to achieve.
You know what it is?
You saw it with Dalton, didn't you?
It's because the kid's done it the hard way. Nothing's been given to him on the plate. He's gone through area titles to English titles, British titles, Commonwealth. He's done it that old school way and he's won everything, but nothing has been given to him. He's had to graft for it, and that makes it. That's when them emotions come out. His father, Grant Smith, is a great trainer. I've been up there actually in the gym and seen them working, and
I was half asleep on the couch, so I stayed up, and I don't stay up for any fights nowadays, but I stayed up for that. I wanted to watch it, and I heard him saying, lying on his back in the ring, similar to what Ricky Itauma was when he beat Costa. I knew I'd have to show me balls in this fight, Dad. And it just stuck in my head. And as you say, the gut checks tick, but he knew that going in that fight himself, and he knew it because he definitely put all his eggs in one basket, and it paid off. And he's world champion. That'll live with him for the rest of his life.
When he came in, he spoke to us, didn't he? He talked about fighting this fighter. He thought he was going to originally fight him in Puerto Rico. He didn't care. He was going to fight this fighter and win this world title, and he was going to do it the hard way. And it has to be admired and respected.
Most definitely,
and I'm delighted for him. Can I ask you, before we finish the show, we obviously see on that the Jermaine Franklin Moses Itauma fight's been postponed, which I'm disappointed about. I'm also disappointed because I was looking forward to Ezra Taylor fighting Willie Hutchinson.
Magnificent Seven, right?
Yeah, correct. And that's now all been pushed back. Yeah. I mean, Moses Itauma, people are suggesting it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, which sounds like a song from Starlight Express, but that's a different discussion. Do you see it that way? Do you look at Moses Itauma and go, wow, you do?
He's got the X factor.
Yeah.
Sorry, can we add to that? Have you also seen him up close and personal sparring in gyms with fighters, obviously?
Yeah. I saw Moses came to Spain when we were preparing, and Daniel was preparing to fight Usyk for the first fight. He was one of the sparring personnels, and I saw he was 18 years old.
And you've seen, obviously, Jermaine Franklin up close as well, because he was using your gym.
He's been the American's been based in my gym, and I've had a very good close look at him.
Good fight for Moses at this stage. Interesting fight.
100%, very good fight for Moses. Yeah, good measuring stick, because Franklin had previously taken Anthony Joshua distance.
Dillian White and Dillian White.
So it's a good measuring stick, very good. I think they've rescheduled it for March.
March 28th.
Would you be surprised if you've seen Itauma blast them out quick?
No,
me either. So is the framework of the question right then? It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
It's the kid's got the X factor.
Does he do it this year, by the way?
Yeah, the year has just started.
Yeah.
So if you put him in against Daniel Dubois.
Good question and hard question. Mm-hmm. Who brings and implements their game plan on the night? It will be a very tight fight.
Yeah.
Whoever brings their game plan and implements it on the night.
Diplomatic answer.
No, you asked me is how I genuinely.
You paused for thought. You're looking at. I don't want that question. I don't want that question.
It's a very good question.
No. I welcome every question because I have to digest it. I'm not one of those people. Anything you ask me, I will digest it before I give you my answer.
So not giving much away, but with the spars good to watch.
Oh God, you'd pay to watch the spar between them. Oh God, yeah, you'd pay to it. And I've got it on a.
Fantastic.